Welcome to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. Are you a goofball that loves Giants football? If so, sit back and relax as we talk about the team that both excites and frustrates us so much. And now, here are your goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to a Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. I am not a Drew, it's just a me, I'm Rob. Drew's having a good old time at a wedding, and we have some exciting news, so we had to jump on. Well, I had to jump on to let you know, to catch you guys up, because come Monday, we need to start talking about the draft time and what's going on and who's some of the better players coming into this. But free agency kicked off hard last night. We had some news coming in and some news today that we need to touch base on before Monday hits around as we go over our draft analysis. So that being said, let's dive right into it, because as if you haven't not heard yet, the Giants signed Mr. Crab Legs himself, Jameis Winston, to a 2-year contract, which is probably a year too late, but hey, it's probably the best quarterback they've had in 2 years. So let's go with it. So the Giants offered him, and Winston accepted a 2-year deal for $8 million, which is a great value. They should have looked at that last year once again, because what did they pay Locke last year? 5.5 for the incentive bonuses. So yeah, we got him discount rate, and he's not afraid to throw the ball. Yeah, Winston 6'1", 230 pounds, and he's 31 years old, and also a pretty funny dude as the past few years. Reverend Jameis Winston. Let's talk about some of his accolades, man. He was the first overall draft pick in 2015 at FSU. Last year, he played with Cleveland. We all know about Cowboy himself, Deshaun Watson, going out, shoulder injury, this and that. I haven't talked high of him, but what Jameis did for Cleveland was a lot better than what Watson did for Cleveland. He played in 12 games. He had 7 starts out of those 12 games. His completion percentage was 61.1%. He threw for 2,121 yards with 13 TDs and had 12 interceptions. He threw for Cleveland franchise record 497 yards against the Broncos, which was a top 5 defense last year, guys. They were probably top 3 by the end of it. Setting the Browns record, franchise record. His career, he played in 105 games. He had 87 starts with a 61.2% completion ration. He also had 154 touchdowns with 111 interceptions. His best season on paper is in 2019 with the Bucs, when he threw 33 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. He was the best bench player in your fantasy football league. The turnovers have been his biggest issues, but in his 4 seasons in New Orleans, he threw 20 touchdowns with 11 interceptions in 21 games and 10 starts. Sources say that Mike Kafka will be calling the plays again in the 2025 season, which, let's remember what he did for DJ in 2022. DJ averaged, I think it was 1.1 interceptions. So it really helped narrow down DJ's issue of turnovers and throwing the ball to the other team. So DJ cut his overall interceptions in half from 2.1. We also, just because we've signed Winston as well, because we signed Winston doesn't mean we have Russell Wilson out of the picture yet. He's still in talks and maybe come forward to visit the Giants. But let's talk about the other news in QB free agency, because Aaron Rodgers visits the Steelers. He doesn't just visit the Steelers. He stayed at that facility for 6 hours on Friday. And he's talking just to the coach staff. As per Tom Basillo reported, there's no deal done yet or implemented. But there's no planned visit to the Giants that has been reported. But he has met with the Giants during the combine. As we have Jay in the comment section. Yeah, I was a little late. I apologize. Going Z. Okay, you're the star. Better show up, Humberto. We got first overall, 2015. I had too much coffee for the show. You're right. I apologize. The coffee is for closers only. As he goes on booing, because that's what Jay does. Thanks for your input. I appreciate you, bro. Which would probably be a laughing face, but you did a lowercase d. I'm all about the uppercase D. Coffee. Yeah, just coffee, bro. Hanging out with a 3-year-old today. Need all the energy I could get. That being said, as Aaron Rodgers turns, as his soap opera goes, if you will, yes, he's probably going to settle with the Steelers. It makes the most sense. Mike Tomlin, the head coach over there, has been all of his head coaching seasons have had a positive win ratio. So Aaron's looking at that, thinking his best opportunity to go to playoffs or Super Bowl is against the Steelers. He's played against the Steelers multiple times in the playoffs. Not against the playoffs, but they've met each other a lot in the franchise history. So it makes sense to go over there. But up next, I've been waiting to talk about this a little bit because the Giants signed some more wide receivers. The Giants signed Zach Pasquale. He is 30 years old, 6'2", 215 pounds. He came in for a visit to the Giants last week, and he's played all 17 games with the Cardinals last season, but it's mostly on special teams. He didn't have a single catch last season and hasn't caught more than 15 balls since 2021. So just it's a writing on the wall right there that it's a special teamer all day long. He had 1,888 yards of his 2,057 career yards. All came in the first 4 of the 7 seasons he's played. He initially started playing for the Colts. During that time, our wide receiver coach, Mike Rawl, was his position coach is there as well. So they will reunite. And, I mean, he's probably not really going to be playing on the field that much. He's probably going to be a special teamer. But he will reunite with Mike. It's one of many signs that Giants have made sure the special teams this offseason has been clearly a priority for them. So, yes. It's a big sign for our special teams. And I have to assume they're trying to figure out what's going on. They're trying to improve their special teams since they changed the rules last season and make it more efficient. is we got a few more comments over here. As Deb comes in saying, I'm surprised at Winston over Wilson. Deb, I believe we're going to go Dubs here. I think we're going to get Winston and Wilson. I don't think that takes away. We signed Winston for $8 million for 2 years. So if we went bargain shopping over here, Russell still is in communication with the Giants. He may come in and really kind of protects Stuart Sanders when he probably gets drafted by the Giants to not have to start his first year and develop behind some guys. As Deb just actually said, as I was going, Winston, Wilson, and draft Sanders, yes, because you're not doing long-term Giants future with Winston or Wilson, but they will provide both a good bridge and stepping stone to your future franchise quarterback, which would hopefully be Sanders. And then you put Tommy on the practice squad, which if you have Winston, Wilson, and Sanders is a big upgrade in that quarterback room from last year or the year prior. So, yeah. As Jay comes in saying, do Drew get insecure? I'm assuming that's past tense of do. Did Drew get insecure about his hair? No, he's actually he's got it all spiffed up and he's at a wedding having a good old time. Feels that way, unfortunately. It does. Hugs and kisses to you, bud. Yeah, so this quarterback room is probably going to be intensely better than what it has been for the past 10 years since we lost Eli. So it looks like Shane and Dable are really trying to save their jobs. And that being said, they actually picked up one more guy to throw to, which probably isn't going to get thrown to that much, but possibly a little more than Pasquale. But let's talk about it. The Giants signed Little Jordan Humphreys. Now, people are out there talking about Little Jordan. That's his legit name. No lie, that's not a nickname. Little Jordan is his legal birth certificate name. Like, did not change it. Mama born. Mama said Little Wayne Humphreys. Little Jordan Humphreys. So, yes. His older brother, let's dive into his name because this is actually a pretty funny story. It's also, it's out there. So, yes, it is his legal name, like I just said. His older brother, Terry Michael Humphreys, was a big Jordan fan back in the day. And when his mom said, hey, what do you think we should name your little brother? Terry Michael Humphreys said, name him after Michael Jordan. And since she already had a Terry Michael, she didn't want to use the name Michael again. So she went out in honor of Michael Jordan, named him Little Jordan. Yeah. Say what you want, but I guess that's dedication to the Bulls. Or that's bull crap, either or. But that's a legit story from his college days that he came out saying. He's 26 years old. He stands 6'4", and he's 225 pounds. Last year, he played with the Broncos. He started 7 games out of the 17 that he played. He had 31 catches, 293 yards, and 1 touchdown. He spent 6 years with the Saints, Patriots, and Broncos. He played 58 games, started 23 of those. He has 62 catches in his career, 770 yards with 7 touchdowns. Some guys they do that in a season. So his biggest issue as a receiver has been his drops. He's got the case of the butterfingers. his catch percentage is at 67.4 on his career. Last season, he did above 70%, which is considered good for his record, obviously. It's an odd signing to me, and Drew and I talked about this offline before he was going into the wedding today. It's very odd they signed him, especially after last year with the dropsies from Neighbors and the dropsies we had from Wan'Dale Robinson, along with Darius Slayton, just getting over all those issues there. So you're going to bring on another project of the dropsies. He has not played a snap on special teams in the past few years. So you have to figure the value of him as a receiver on your team, which kind of makes you think, does he split time on the outside with Hodgins? Or does he play like the Hodgins role? Do you think he step up? I mean, time will tell with that, but yeah, it's a pickup, but I have to believe like it's a guy that's probably going to go to special teams, and I think the Giants are really trying to improve the way they receive the ball when it gets kicked off. As Jay comes back and says, "What do you want to see, Bobby?" In your mind, he says, "LOL. What are you selling, man? Always be closing. No timeshares, please." No, it's funny you bring that up. I actually was just talking about how I never sell timeshares yesterday, as I was selling some good old-fashioned linens. Nothing special. You already did me dirty. Who did you dirty, bro? Someone invited him to the wedding, as he was referring to Drew. Yeah, Drew's a fun guy. Not a fungus or a mushroom, but yeah, he's a good time. His one was actually a good time too. Didn't you guys go to the same high school 20 years ago? We did, but he was also like way older than I was. So I think Drew was what, junior or senior when I was a freshman? Something like that. Good times. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much the podcast. That's the updated quick Spark Notes news of what's going on. The Giants have not closed the door on any more quarterbacks. They did close the door on Winston by signing him to a 2-year deal, $8 million. So you're talking $4 million a year, way cheaper than their backup last year, way cheaper than their starter last year, which they cut anyway. And you still got DeVito, which is like league minimum. He's like around $1 million right now, who's probably going to go down to the practice squad. We also talked about Aaron Rodgers, who is most likely becoming a Steeler. When you spend 6 hours hanging out with the coaches and the staffs over in Pittsburgh, you're probably talking about real estate and where you're going to buy at that point, because what else you got to prove? Steelers got a winning record in the past, 15 years since Tomlin's been there. And Rodgers is looking at it to go on his way out. I also think it would be quite funny if that's Tomlin's first losing season and he gets fired and Aaron Rodgers got another head coach fired. So, yeah, there that is. Pascal gets signed to the Giants, most likely special teamer. And same with Little Jordan, because Little Jordan, every time I hear that name, I just think about Little Wayne going, yeah, what? Okay, drop the ball. Let's go. Guys, thank you for tuning in. As our last comments over here is from Jay blowing us up again. I appreciate you, bro. Saying thanks, Roberto. Fun time. Hey, it's a quickie. I got doing some family time, so I'm going to get back to it. 20 years went by too fast. I added the 2 in there because I literally too fast. He should just run the show. Drew talks too much. I mean, he does, but love the guy. It's all right. He's full of knowledge. Yeah, Super Bowl or bust, bro. Thanks. No, thank you, man. I really appreciate you guys, you tuning in, and everyone out there, out in podcast land, for tuning in. Thank you so much. Like I said, this is a special jump on last minute episode that we did because of the signs. Monday we get back to regular program. Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 9:00. We're gonna go over some draft stuff, unless there's more signs we have to go over. But we do have a draft come up fairly shortly, and we got to go over some of our top players in each position. So tune in; it should be fun, guys. You know how to find us. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring that bell on YouTube. Drew's really terrible at marketing tonight because he's not even here. He's too busy getting that boogie fever on. So, guys, tell a friend. Whenever you're out there seeing someone in Giants jersey, just be like, yo, goofballs, listen. Because we're terrible at marketing. So, thanks. We appreciate that. We're always live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and Drew's LinkedIn page. Which way is he? He's probably behind me this way. That's south. And the next morning, 5:00 a.m., which I'm probably going to put this right on. Yeah, if it's ready for the morning. So you guys, when you're driving hungover somewhere, you guys can listen to my voice, give you some quick updates. Yeah, next morning we'll be on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, wherever you guys get your podcast. And if you can't find Two Giant Goofballs on your podcast platform, you're probably on the wrong platform. Yeah, guys, really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in. As Andres comes in, as we're leaving. Good evening, Rob. You are my man. The man, not my man. Just a little English correction there, my friend. You say my friend, but the man, not my man. It's another innuendo there. But Andres, since you're out here, give me a little at home. Let's go, Demon! Crab cakes? Crab legs?
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please subscribe.